You've fallen out of love with the house that once stole your heart.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Everything I see needs doing.
You have a domestic dilemma that's turning meal times into councils of war.
I don't feel I belong here.
There is nothing more to be said.
One of you is determined to stay.
If I'm not getting what I've got here, or why am I going to move?
I would definitely love to stay here.
The other is desperate to go.
It's just so not going to work.
It's a battle being fought up and down the country, which is why we're intervening.
With one simple question, will you love it?
Or will you list it?
I'm heading up Team Love It, and it's my aim to convince you that the money spent on moving can be better used transforming your existing home.
Well, you know what I'm about to do. Watch me, Phil.
You're going to get the sledgehammer out.
It's all about clever redesign and spending your money wisely.
I'm really speechless. It's somebody's home, but it's my things in it.
While I'm captain of Team List It, showing our homeowners the benefits of moving, tempting them with dream houses that are well within their reach.
I'm going to tell you, spot on.
Actually, I'm speechless.
But after 2 months of Kirsty spending their hard-earned cash on refurbishment and me tempting them to sell up, who will come out on top?
Are you going to love it?
Or are you going to list it?
Let battle commence.
Talk to the hand.
I could never...
Face ain't listening.
The face rarely listens. For the first time ever, Kirsty and I are going head-to-head.
And with a 15-year relationship under our belts, I know just how tough this will be.
Phil has this extraordinary ability to see what people really want from their new house. He can see what they can't express.
There's no doubt about it, Kirsty is going to be very tough competition here because she loves knocking down walls. She adores changing layouts of properties, and I have to say she's very good at it.
In life, we all have to have something to strive for. I'm striving to stay one step ahead of Phil Spencer.
Kirsty's going to have to work hard, which she's not really used to. So I'm looking forward to this. Bring it on. This week's showdown is taking place in Harlow in West Essex, one of the UK's original new towns.
I always thought Essex was super sunny. Everyone's so tan that comes from.
It looks like a rather skinny house.
No, it's a corner house. They're always bigger. Always bigger corner
Really?
houses. Yeah, they're like TARDISes.
Oh, well, you heard it here first.
We're here to help postman Nigel and transport planner Emma, whose house is falling apart at the seams.
From the decor to the ceiling to the floor, everything I see needs doing.
Everything is very tired, and you just need to take that step back and see how horrendous it actually is.
In its current dilapidated condition, the house is struggling to cope with the everyday needs of this couple and their 3 growing boys, James, William and Lawrence.
It's William. Good horse. Struggle. Oh, good goal, boys.
Having boys, it just means I can turn them into mad football fans like I am.
It has a massive plot size of 4,700 square feet. This is more than 3.5 times the size of the Harlow average. Great news for this football-loving family.
Right, who's going in first?
I am. Me and Jane.
Less great is the mud being traipsed up their stairs and into their only bathroom, a room that has its own share of issues.
We've had a number of problems since we had it renovated when we first moved in. The ceiling suffers really badly with damp. There was a leak behind the toilet, and probably the main challenge in here is the shower. We haven't actually been able to use it for nearly a year now.
Unfortunately for the Fords, their botched bathroom fitting has had far-reaching consequences, affecting almost every other room in their home.
There's holes all over the ceiling where the water's leaked through.
So we've got all of this damage here where we had a flood. We've had lots of damp come down through the walls.
But more importantly, it has totally scared them off doing any more work to their home.
From massive things to small little things where door handles are falling off. I'm first one to hold my hand up and say I'm not the best at property maintenance or DIY.
Every time that you say, oh, can you just sort the door out? Can you just sort the lights out? And it's like, well, we've just got too much. We just can't do it. Let's move, which I am pushing back on.
It looks like this couple has split into opposing teams.
It's a good thing we've been called in to referee.
Hello.
Hello there.
You certainly
Welcome.
can.
You've got a few problems with the house.
We just need it to be more of a family home again.
Quite a bit of maintenance that I feel quite overwhelmed with.
So before we take a look around, there is one question that needs answering. Who wants to stay and who wants to go?
There's certain parts of me that just want to wash my hands of it and start afresh.
I'm the one that can see that it's such a fantastic space.
What are the top issues off the top of your head?
The kitchen just isn't fit for purpose, as it were. Maybe I'm in here with one of the children and the others are in the front room, and it would be lovely to have a space where they can all interact. But the main thing for me is the bathroom facilities. It's really hard to get them through and clean.
Especially because we haven't got a shower at the moment.
What did that bathroom cost you?
It was 8.5, I think.
Yeah. See, that's what spooked us
Yeah.
as well into doing more major works. I mean, I'd love to have a new kitchen that we're sitting in now, but the fact we were burnt so badly on that bathroom has scared me into paying someone else to come in and
You just
possibly
don't
rip
trust
me off
anybody
again.
anymore.
It seems the Fords have reached an impasse, and if this family want to move forward, they have two options, both of which will cost time and money.
I've been tasked to find the Fords a spacious 4-bed property with 2 bathrooms and a decent-sized garden for those boys to let off some steam, all for around £300,000. But it won't be easy. On top of their moving budget of £300,000, the Fords will have to fork out an additional £11,000 in stamp duty, conveyancing and removal costs. And that's just a move house.
Meanwhile, I think they should forget spending all this money on moving and invest in their own home. I'm going to give them the option to stay and love it by reworking their property from top to bottom as they guide me on the type of style and decor they wish. They're going to invest £20,000 of their own money to solve their problems and hopefully make their house more sellable. Time to see the root of all their troubles. And already,
3 things are springing to mind. Storage, Nigel and Emma thinking a little bit about themselves, which I think is going to be a struggle, and longevity, because those boys are going to grow. Holy Moses.
Whilst Kirsty gets acquainted with her biggest obstacle, it's time for me to meet mine. If I'm going to persuade Emma to leave this house, it looks like I have over 3,000 square foot of garden to contend with. This is an amazing space. They must have got the biggest plot for miles around. How on earth am I going to compete with this? This newer part of Harlow is populated predominantly by 3-beds built after the war to house the London overspill. Helping the Fords find an affordable 4-bed in this area with a garden this size is going to be an enormous challenge.
Now that really looks like work. Come on, that garden's beautiful. Nothing's needed there.
It's amazing.
Yeah, come
How are
on.
you getting on up there?
It's a disaster area.
It sounds like somebody I know.
Shut up, come on.
Tiles aren't finished. There's no extractor fan, so there's loads of mould.
Nah.
Missing panel.
the Ford's badly botched bathroom has left Nigel scared to have any work done to their property, and both of them are DIY shy. To help Nigel fall back in love with this house, I can't just rectify the problems. I'll have to overcome his fear of getting work done. But another major priority for me is tackling the layout downstairs, starting with that dated kitchen.
I've never understood. Can someone please tell me why?
Look at that joy of joys.
A, it's never warm enough in this country for a fan. And B, if you had a fan, why would you attach a light to it and lower the ceiling?
One of Emma's biggest complaints is that she feels lonely in the kitchen. So we set up cameras to find out what is exactly going on in the house.
Well, Emma's right to feel isolated. When we filmed with her, she spent 49% of the time in the kitchen, compared to the boys' 21%. It is in fact the sitting room which dominates most of their time, with a staggering 47% of their day.
So the kitchen doesn't see much of the kids, but the sitting room certainly does.
It's very boy, isn't it? It's
heavily used.
Yeah.
3 boys knocked around. Why is this in the way? Why isn't there a blind or a curtain on the window?
There was. Someone swung off it. Look,
Yeah.
that middle bit obviously got broken.
This property has been completely worn out and is in desperate need of a massive overhaul. Whether Emma and Nigel choose to stay or go.
You want to make this house work for you and make it resellable. Now, obviously, that's what Phil wants, because he's a great believer in moving on. I'm the reverse from Phil. I would like to never, never move again, and I do everything in my power to make a house work.
Emma and Nigel bought their home 8 years ago for just over £200,000, and it's now worth £236,000. They're putting up £20,000, giving me the chance to convince them that this space can work. So I'm going to fix their bathroom, the root of so many evils. I'll make the kitchen more of a family room that everyone can enjoy, and I'll reclaim the sitting room for Nigel and Emma. If there's some change left over, I want to give Emma another bathroom option to stop her kids outgrowing the house. Lots to do, but all of this work will add value to the property, as well as making it a darn sight more saleable.
If you were to move to a new house, what would you need to find?
It needs to be done. You know, we're overwhelmed by the amount of work that perhaps needs to be done here, and that's one of the real things that's turned you off their property. The other thing that we've got to bear in mind, all the boys have got their own rooms at the moment. We wouldn't want to change that.
Emma, I think it sounds like you're ready for a new phase of life. So I think I can find you somewhere that allows you to do even more of that.
You are a disgrace.
We will see.
You are manipulating Emma just to win.
It's going to be a good competition, this. Boys versus girls.
I can see how much potential this house has, which is why Kirsty thinks it's in the bag.
I'm in my zone.
Yeah.
I know how to sort this out.
I can see it.
I'm quite nervous about the work that Kirsty's possibly got planned for us, because I can see that being quite a lot of money.
Yeah, I've got absolute faith in Kirsty and that she's got so many ideas.
Should I put the kettle on?
It's behind you. Make ourselves at home, why not?
Yeah.
But it will be your home for a little while.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I should be out in the rain house hunting.
I'm really looking forward to going out with Phil, seeing what else is out there, comparing it to our property we've got at the moment.
You won't be house hunting, you'll be in a cafe, because there's no point in house hunting.
What? Might find a pub.
A pub or a park?
Park.
You said pub.
Park.
I think it's time for us to call it a day on this house.
It's a lively, happy, bubbling place, and I think it will be hard to replicate that anywhere else.
In Harlow, an otherwise happy couple are deeply divided domestically. Emma Ford loves the house they live in, but husband Nigel wants to up sticks and list it.
While Kirsty is armed with 4 weeks and £20,000 of the couple's cash to transform their home into one Nigel will love, it's my responsibility to provide Emma with an incentive to list their house by showing them spacious 4-bedders that need no work, all for £300,000.
But 300, it is going to be tough.
You're not filling me with hope.
Yeah, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it is kind of this sort of area. It's a mainly 3-bedroom area.
I've done my research, and as houses in Emma's preferred area, Harlow, are mainly 3-beds, finding what they want there has been mission impossible. So I'm broadening our horizon. We're heading 20 miles east to a relatively new development called Flitch Green, on the outskirts of a quaint village called Little Dunmow.
So how are you feeling about it all, anyway?
If there is something better out there, I would certainly consider it.
Yeah.
I've never lived anywhere longer than probably 3 or 4 years, I think. So this is the longest I've ever been in a property. And maybe, you know, I started to think about it. Am I actually getting a little bit bored of where we are?
I don't know what the statistic is nowadays, but it used to be 7 years was the average length.
Yeah.
Nigel's got the
7-year itch!
Yeah,
that's what it is!
Emma, you better be moving.
I think moving's definitely the right cure for this family. Let's hope my first option shows them exactly what their own house is lacking. So, this row, I think, is 8 or 9 years old.
Seems quite rural around here as well. Very, very nice. So, a lot of open space.
Oh, he's good, isn't he? You're my job. Come on.
It's on the market, bang on budget, and it's ready to move in. Downstairs, there's a compact dining area, a little toilet, and a bright, open-plan modern kitchen. Moving upstairs, and there's a good-sized living room that's in great nick, another toilet, and a room that could be used as a 4th bedroom. Onto the 2nd floor, there are 2 more bedrooms, one with an ensuite, and a family bathroom that's intact, unlike theirs. The 3rd and final floor is home to the master bedroom, perfect for a bit of peace and quiet away from the kids. I'm going to start them off in the kitchen, which is a big step up from theirs, so it should excite them.
Light is the
Yeah, it's very light.
Straight
here,
away
isn't it?
coming in.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cupboard doors that stay on, you know. All these mod cons that you're not used to.
Not used to.
They're not quite as impressed as I'd hoped.
What's going through your minds here?
Well, I think from the downstairs point of view, obviously one of the big things for me was not only just the kitchen space, but the downstairs bathroom facilities as well.
It's only got a downstairs loo, and there isn't really room for a shower.
OK.
This is in much better shape, and though they'd have to move schools now, this suits the needs of a growing family perfectly.
Your situation has suited you
Yes.
when the boys are young, brilliantly. But as they get older,
Yeah.
they'll want some independence and you'll want a bit of space. It's kind of just the natural order of things.
They will. But I do still think that there is the opportunity to do that in the property that we're at now.
She's a tough one. This house clearly isn't swaying Emma.
Nigel, how's it making you feel in this kind of condition in relation to you?
Great. Ready to move in tomorrow. Yes.
At least Nigel's on side, and even though this new location would mean the kids would have to move schools, he's still not deterred.
I don't know which way it's going to go, but I do know that Emma is actually wearing the trousers today, so maybe there's a clue.
I'm hoping this garden isn't a deal breaker, as it's nowhere near as big as theirs.
A lot of things do tick the boxes, but this, for me, unfortunately, is a massive cross.
Yeah.
OK, I wanted to show you this as an example.
Yes.
And I think we could do better than this.
Yeah. We've seen a lot here as a starting point, but it hasn't been enough to suggest that my property at the moment
I'm only just warming up. Let's see something better. You asked for it, you're going to get it.
Better luck next time, Pip. The sheer amount of work that their house requires has left Nigel feeling overwhelmed.
It wouldn't be any good to just redecorate their home because it wouldn't solve the problem. What they need is for their home to function much, much better. And that means an additional bathroom, it means storage, and it needs a fully functioning, working kitchen.
But the main hurdle for me now is my £20,000 budget. Apart from their bathroom disaster, there has been very little invested in this property and it shows. We need to discuss our options. Hope they're ready for some tough talking.
I passionately believe that you should spend more than is sensible on this house. And I have never, at any point in my life, advised someone to spend more on their house than they could recoup if they sold it immediately.
That kind of speech means that we've almost got to be here, we're tied to this house for at least a decade,
No,
seems.
it doesn't. I'm not talking about £50,000, I'm talking about £25,000.
Now, I am asking Nigel and Emma to spend £5,000 that they might not recoup if they decide to list. But moving house costs money too, which can be frustrating when there's nothing to show for it, unlike the cost of a renovation. If they chose to move, Nigel and Emma would have to pay approximately £5,000 in stamp duty, just over £3,000 in agents' fees, £2,000 in conveyancing and £800 in removal costs. That's a total of just over £11,000 in what I think is dead money. My view is that we use Nigel and Emma's savings to invest in their current home. In order to retain your house's value in the marketplace, experts recommend that homeowners spend 1% of their property price in maintenance every year. In Nigel and Emma's case, this would have amounted to almost £20,000 since they moved in. Perhaps my plans might convince Nigel.
So what I have here are some solutions. Would you like to see them?
I certainly would.
I would, yes.
By knocking down the wall to their entrance, we will completely open up. And by moving back the wall between their kitchen and hall, we can create a muddy boy-friendly wet room within this stolen space. The kitchen will be opened up as we will knock out the archway which led to an area of dead space, transforming this into a large kitchen diner. Under the stairs, we will create additional storage to keep the new, bigger hall clutter-free. We will also fully renovate their sitting room and upstairs bathroom. And to help Nigel overcome his phobia of getting work done, I'm going to leave the bedrooms as his personal project. It should cost no more than £25,000 and take around 4 weeks to complete.
What's your reaction to this plan?
We've certainly solved some areas, which is fantastic, but there's still areas that need work. And when this process is finished, I'm still possibly going to look at this house thinking, we still need this. There doesn't seem to be any extra light coming into this room.
We haven't got budget for
No.
I think I may have lost Nigel.
I think it's fantastic. I think it's brilliant, and all that storage under there. I mean,
My only concern is the lounge, really.
I think
that at the moment is just cosmetic, isn't it?
Yeah,
really.
I think so.
I've nailed my colours to the mast. I have said, do not move. This is the perfect house. Do the work. And what happens if I'm wrong and Phil finds them a cracking house? I'm going to mind more about that than anything else.
With a few days to mull over my plans, Nigel is a man who's not for turning.
I'm sure we could find a property that would hardly need any work at all.
But it might not do now. But again, as the kids grow older, you then start thinking about other things. But not.
So you've made your decision already that we're staying here?
Well, I do want to
think
stay.
Phil's going to show us a fantastic property, and
I think, yeah,
I do. I really do. I mean, as much. Oh yeah, I like this area as much as you do.
But I don't think any house is ever complete, full stop. So, you know...
We're not ones to do DIY. We're not ones to take on projects because we love our kids. I want to spend any time that the kids have got in a house playing board games with them, playing football in the garden.
Well, a month later, and I don't know what Emma did, but it has worked. And they've both agreed to up the budget. Nice one, Emma. So, with the kids packed off to their grandparents, the builders arrive. Then work gets underway. The kitchen is gutted and widened. The living room is stripped and the skips are filling fast. All somewhat unnerving for Nigel, who is struggling to shake off his fear of their previous bathroom nightmare. And he's not alone. 100,000 people suffer at the hands of cowboy traders annually. You can protect yourself. Use personal recommendations or regulatory bodies who vet their tradesmen. Get a signed contract and don't hand over your final payment until you're satisfied with the work. I'm putting in a call to allay his fears.
Oh, hello, Kirsty. How are you?
I'm very well, how are you?
Good, yes.
Are you now heavily sedated?
Something that's been plaguing my mind.
You as a family?
Yeah, and for...
Just in your house?
That's right, and I guess we would spend the money to make the house to our liking, not just to, as you say, not just to the general market.
Work on the bathroom and downstairs wet room will soon start. It'll be worth it, Nigel, I promise.
As their house turns to rubble, I have a few weeks to find them the perfect property, which is a welcome respite for Nigel and Emma.
Emma perking up a bit in the back now.
Determined to tick more of their boxes, they've increased their budget to $350,000. So with Emma in mind, I'm taking them back to her preferred area of Harlow. This house is only a 5-minute drive to the boys' current primary school, and it's actually closer to both Emma and Nigel's workplaces. In fact, Emma could knock off half an hour of journey time every day. Surely I'm ahead.
It was quite funny. We received our local paper through the door the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And you were in it.
What did it
TV
say?
royalty, you were known as.
Really?
TV property royalty.
I've always liked that paper.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope that I end up looking more like the king than a joker. The last house lacked options for a downstairs shower for Emma, and the outside space wasn't good enough for Nigel. But this one should solve those issues, and it's a Phil Spencer exclusive. So, a bit of a treat for you here, because this isn't on the open market.
Ah, right.
You are the first people to see it. It's got loads of space, it's in Great Neck, and you've got parking for 3. Those are all things that you're looking to solve. So, I think we're in a positive place.
Let's go have a look.
Aren't we, Emma?
Yes.
Yes, well, we are. Priced 25 grand under their new £350,000 budget, this semi offers a large living room and a modern kitchen leading to a separate dining room. There's an office come homework space and options to add a shower room for the mucky boys. Apart from that, there's no work to be done. The bedrooms are all good sizes, plus there's a family bathroom.
Nice bright walls.
But it is a kind of through kitchen.
Yeah.
It kind of develops, because through here you've got the dining room.
Oh, yes.
I'm not sure they're sold yet, though.
It's quite different.
Different? Different to theirs in that it's intact.
Ah, I thought there was some space that was hidden, yeah.
Hidden space.
Yes.
Yeah. The proportions are slightly odd, and that's the compromise where you've got this fabulous living space, but you have got quite a tiny kitchen.
Outside, a covered seating area creates a unique space within the 1,300 square foot garden. But will it compare to what they currently have? Not quite up to your standard at home, but it's kind of half of it, isn't it?
It's about a third.
So I need a rethink on the outside space for Nigel and a bigger kitchen for Emma to keep them both motivated about moving.
The only thing going for this house above ours, I think, is that we don't have to do too much work to it.
He's coming towards me. Yay! It's working! My plan is working.
My plan's failing spectacularly. OK, fine. I know where we are.
Great.
More work to do. Come on, let's get out of here. Back to square one.
Although she's not here, I think the work that she's doing and the vision that she's got in our house is still winning out at the moment over Phil.
Hold your horses there, Emma. I'm not finished yet. And perhaps I've saved the best for last.
There's lots going on and there's lots of decisions we're having to make really, really quickly, which is quite overwhelming at times. So it's been a roller coaster of a ride.
Obviously, I've got to take an interest in what's going on at my own home at the moment. But my feet are still firmly in the wanting to move camp.
A week into their renovation and Emma's desire to love their house has not waned. Things are moving on at a lightning pace, with a new dining area coming together and a kitchen that's ready for its units.
And although I'm struggling on the moving home front, at least Nigel still wants to list it.
As I'm obsessing over every detail and dimension, I have just discovered that I'm not the only one, and someone has been tweaking my plans. Emma has asked the builders to increase the size of her kitchen. The problem is that this will compromise space that I have set aside for their new dining area. So I'm hot-footing it to Harlow to iron things out. It is a kitchen diner, not a kitchen. And at the moment, you are creating a kitchen. I would like the kitchen to stop here.
The challenge was with the original design, we just didn't get enough storage.
Well, I completely get it, but we cannot get away from the fact that there is not enough space to get to the table. And the whole point about all these changes is that you can seat all your family and you're spending a lot of money and making enormous changes to your home.
Yeah.
And there's going to be one daily, very fundamental and practical thing. The best way to visualise how much room you'll retain once the renovation is complete is by measuring things out the old-fashioned way. I think it's something to think about.
Yes, definitely.
Emma and Nigel are the ones that are going to be living with this kitchen. All I can do is advise. I do worry, though, that if the space I create isn't functional, Nigel won't engage with this house and he needs to love it. My big issue is that kitchen will be too cramped. It really will. Hello, Phil Spencer.
That Kirsty Allsop. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm super chipper. The bathroom's going to be improving. We haven't started on it yet, but the kitchen and sitting room are looking wonderful.
It is a good house. And as I said to them, I know you'll make it look lovely. But Nigel wants a change.
I don't think he's moving anywhere.
I've got to lift my game. Anyway, take care. Safe home. Bye.
Sounds like Pip's on the ropes, but there is still a lot to do here, starting with the decor, and we should always be looking for inspiration. Over this series, I'll be showing beautiful rooms from across the country that demonstrate style and function. Strong architectural details, like the heavy moulding around the bath and the mirror, make this bathroom seem incredibly grand. I am a big fan of tongue and groove cladding or matchboarding. It feels like instant history, and it's practical too. There are so many items like these in junkyards for a fraction of what they would cost new. So I'm pleading with you to visit them. I hope Emma and Nigel will find inspiration like this for their home, but you certainly don't need to spend a fortune redecorating. This is a big antique centre just 15 minutes from Nigel and Emma's house. Antiques is a frightening word, but what this is actually a great big warehouse with lots of different people selling lots of different things. And I have high hopes. I guarantee you there's an Aladdin's cave of goodies like this not far from you. And when you find one, either stay in touch or visit regularly, because the stock will be constantly changing. That says large Port Merion planter. But imagine that in a kitchen with wooden spoons and all your utensils. I think she does need a bit more. A few more feminine touches in her house might be nice. She's rather like me, overwhelmed by all those boys. Browsing old items can be daunting, but new technology can always come in handy. Just get your phone out and look on the internet, and you'll be able to see inspiring ideas about what people do with things like this. That is the joy of modern shopping. You can always see what have other people done with the cranberry glass jar. Whilst browsing, I chance upon just the thing for Nigel and Emma's new dining area. Show me the high street where you can find, for 50 quid, within 15 minutes drive of their house, a really well-made, flexible table. If I have to spend 50 quid helping them decide the layout of that kitchen, that is money well spent.
Kirsty may think she's well on the way to persuading Nigel to love their house, but I've got a feeling my next option is going to blow everything out of the water. Well, I bet you're glad to be back on the search with me again, aren't you?
Well, it's always great to have an expert with you. Knows what they're talking about.
Oh, you flatter me. It works every time.
Yeah.
With the last house crashing and burning, I'm going to tackle Nigel's desire for open space head on. The house is 30 seconds from here, but playground, a few woods, trees, bit of nature.
Yes, yes, looking good so far.
Perfect. Hide and seek, football on the grass, it's fantastic,
Exactly.
yeah.
And that's just Nigel.
The only drawback is that I've had to take them to the limits of their search area. We've headed 30 miles from Harlow to Braintree, but there is an outstanding primary school a stone's throw away. As Emma is mother to 3 young boys, I'm playing to her maternal instincts. Detached house with garage, and people are massively attracted by the school, which is just over there.
As chair of governors at my local school, it's one that we get advised to go and view and see and emulate, so it's quite a good location for you, yeah?
A positive start then. It's sitting at the top end of their budget, but the house is in superb condition. It has a good-sized sitting room, separate play area for the kids, a modern open-plan kitchen, so big brownie points. Plus, it has a conservatory dining room and a downstairs toilet that could accommodate a shower. The bedrooms are all good sizes, and there's both a luxury family bathroom and an ensuite.
Wow.
Very nice.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
It's a very contemporary finish. It's a very contemporary layout. I think it'd be very simple to look after.
I can see myself and my family living here, and obviously for me there's nothing to be done work-wise.
You'd have to look after it.
Yes.
Of course.
Have to maintain it. We couldn't move next time it needs doing.
It's crucial that I get Emma on side. and want to gauge how well I'm really doing.
When I first started this process, I didn't even conceive that there would be a property that I would be happy to move to. I'm now probably moving towards the 50-50 decision. So,
My work here is done. Emma's obviously been blown away by the close proximity to a great school and a blinding kitchen. And as for Nigel, well, he's just ready to move in.
I think it suits our family, it suits our way of life. So it's now over to Emma as far as I'm concerned.
no pressure.
No.
I reckon I'm still in the game here. Both sides, they're both compromising, they're discussing and they're working through their issues. I think this might go down to the wire. You never know. The final minute could be a top corner from Spencer. But before deciding whether or not to love or list their house, they'll have to see what magic Kirsty's weaving at home.
Not on your Nelly, Phil Spencer. It's been just over 3 weeks since I began the radical remodelling to Nigel and Emma's house. Today, I've sneaked in to provide some simple flourishes that will help them appreciate their new space.
If it turns out they're loving this house and they're going to stay, I'm going to turn to Phil Spencer and say, it's the table what did it. Look at this. You know, you can guide people on these things, but at the end of the day, they're making their own choices. And that applies to the wallpaper as well. It's been chosen because the children really like buses. And I think it's really good to let children have their own choices in their bedrooms.
Phil and I have worked incredibly hard, and tomorrow they're going to see the results.
And this is the acid test. Does it function for them? Is it going to make their very busy lives easier? If it works for them, they'll stay. If it doesn't, they'll go. Simple as that.
This week we've been in Harlow with the divided Fords, whose opposing opinions brought them to a standstill. Even though their property had crumbled around them, Emma still wanted to stay.
Phil will have his work cut out trying to convince me to move. I genuinely feel that we've got a fantastic property here, and I would be surprised if we can find anything better.
Whilst Nigel was desperate to wash his hands of the property and start afresh.
To make me want to stay here, it's going to require quite a lot of radical work.
We're meeting them today to find out the answer to their big question.
Are you going to love it?
Or are you going to list it?
To help guide them to a decision, I pulled out all the stops for Team Listed, showing them 3 fantastic properties that offered them the fresh start they desperately needed.
Meanwhile, I was hard at work renovating their house by tackling their 3 main problem areas. For the past 8 years, this family of 5 have struggled to live with a single bathroom complete with broken shower, a dysfunctional kitchen, and a sitting room that had been destroyed by their boisterous family life. After just over 3 weeks of work, we gave the Fords a sneaky peek of their new house.
Ooh, wow, look.
I'm speechless.
Well, decision day at last, eh?
No, it's a big day for you,
It is
Phil.
indeed. It's a big day for me.
Yes, you know, swallowing your disappointment.
Well, they're the winners, remember.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that, Phil. I have worked my magic on this place. By removing the separate entryway, I've created more space and curbed the family's temptation to clutter. Also off this entrance, by stealing some space from their kitchen, I have managed to create a new wet room. Once the kitchen was shabby and worn out, now it's equipped with brand new modern units complete with working cupboard doors.
Well, what a transformation.
Hang on, I've got to go. This isn't our house.
I can't believe that the kitchen, which has had a great slice cut out of it, feels bigger.
Yeah, we've always used it a lot before, but it does now become that heart of the home.
The entrance always like coming into a completely different house.
It is. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a complete transformation from what we had before.
Turning the no man's land the kids co-opted into a functional diner, thanks to a practical table I found costing just 50 quid, has transformed Emma's kitchen into a flexible family room.
Now it's a completely separate space and it makes such a difference.
For nearly a year, the Fords were unable to properly use their bathroom. It had turned Nigel against his own house.
Oh my word. How much more space is in here? It's fantastic.
A clever redesign has pushed the bath and radiator back to open up the space. And we've also installed a new loo and sink. But the big question is, have we banished those bathroom demons for good?
We can completely draw a line now under what we had beforehand.
We have moved on from that bathroom. That is a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Next on my hit list was the dark and uninviting sitting room. Just over 3 weeks ago, the stifling blue walls were sapping the light and life out of the room. Now it's bright and cosy.
Wow! How amazing is that? It's
beautiful.
Yeah, looks lovely.
Lovely room.
Proper grown-up room now as well.
It is a proper grown-up room.
To stop the kids overrunning the house again, I have created a more contemporary adult space. And by removing the ping-pong table they were inventively using as a blind, we have flooded this room with light, framed by a set of stylish curtains, second-hand from Emma's mum.
Pictures on the wall.
I love the sparkly wallpaper.
Doesn't it look good?
It really
it just
looks
works.
good. It really works.
With clever use of colour and redesign of the layout, it's now a large and inviting room for Nigel and Emma to relax in.
The kitchen is going to be the more functionable family space, but the change in here has been so amazing that this is actually my favourite room.
You'll never keep it like this. I mean, it's unrealistic.
It's not unrealistic, Phil. I live in a house with people coming and going all the time. It's
With
not,
boys.
With boys. It is not unrealistic.
In fact, it was with these boys in mind that I created the downstairs wet room, purposely built to get them clean after hours spent in the garden. And because I've replaced the dead space under the stairs with cupboards, these boys won't outgrow this house anytime soon. This project has cost Nigel and Emma £28,000, but they have increased the value of their property by almost £31,000, so every penny has definitely been well spent. And aside from adding value, they have made this house 1,000,000 times more saleable.
The decisions I've had to make over the last 8 to 10 weeks, I've never made that many decisions in my life in that short space of time. And they were big decisions from kitchens to flooring to lighting to furniture.
It is a rollercoaster journey and it is about to end.
But we saw some fantastic properties on the search, didn't we?
We saw some fabulous properties, both in Harlow and further afield.
Whilst Kirsty was busy breathing new life into their house, I wanted to show Emma and Nigel that listing really was their best option. I took them to see 3 wonderful properties in move-in condition that offered them the flexibility for their 3 growing boys.
For me, there's nothing to be done. Ready to move in tomorrow.
At the top of their budget, I even managed to find an immaculate detached house near one of the area's best schools. It was impressive enough to bring Emma over to my side.
When I first started this process, I didn't even conceive that there would be a property that I would be happy to move to. I'm now probably moving towards the 50-50.
You were quite blown away.
It was fantastic to see what was out there.
And it really did make us think, because we didn't really think there was anything out there in our budget at all.
So, after 8 years of living in a house that wasn't working for this family, they now have the choice to make a fresh start in either a new property or this one. We've both done everything we can to convince them that staying or leaving is the best option. But ultimately, it's now up to Nigel and Emma to make that final call.
I have to ask you, are you going to love it?
Or are you going to list it?
We are going to
love it.
Love it.
It was a really close run thing. It was really tricky for us, but
I think we needed
amazing.
this process to go through to actually realise we actually had a gem here. We were sitting on a gem.
But my mission wasn't just to turn this into a home they'd love again. It was to cure Nigel of his phobia of renovations.
We've still got to finish upstairs.
But I'm not daunted by that anymore. I'm actually quite excited about those because now I can see what we can do for our money and not get scammed. I'm not scared anymore.
Well, I may have lost this time, but I really think Kirsty pulled the cat out of the bag here.
Yay!
She's provided the Fords with a fantastic future-proof home that not only fits their needs perfectly, but makes them proud enough to look after it. So, it's 1-1, and looks like my bar tab just got bigger.
At last! You didn't even brew it yourself.
There we go. Enjoy.
I will indeed. I will savour my triumph.
Didn't think it was going to go that way, but I'm delighted. Congratulations.
Cheers.